G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to BattleTech. This is of course BEX mod or BattleTech Extended, and this is the second stream in my current playthrough, streamed in the very early morning of the 12th of April 2022. So this video is going to be a lightly edited version of the VOD, just trimming down some of the miscellaneous chatter that tends to happen on my streams. So, it's currently the 1st of March 3028, and we're in orbit of Sadar, a federated Commonwealth world on the border with the Capellan Confederation. At this point, the Fusiliers are a new and very green mercenary company. We don't have a lot of tonnage to field, with our heaviest deployable lance combination being just over 100 tons. We don't have a lot of equipment to customize our mechs yet, and we don't have a lot of money, sitting at just 2 months worth of bill payments before we go bankrupt. At the moment, we're simply scavenging in low-level missions for anything we can get our hands on so we can progress. We have just 5 months until the beginning of the Fourth Succession War, and our goal is to have enough tonnage to be able to get in on the sweet contracts that should pop up along the Combine and Capellan borders with the Federated Suns. So, let's get to it, starting with finding our next mission. Now, we are going to need some contracts that actually pay. So we've just arrived at this world, so everything here should be nice and fresh. And we're trying to build up our rep with the Federated Commonwealth, or the Federated Suns rather, because the more rep we have with them, the more liberal they're going to be with their rewards. And we want them to do that. So we've got Defeat in Detail, which is a battle. After recent engagement with Davian forces have captured a pirate stronghold. This has left the bulk of the pirate forces in the field with nowhere to withdraw to. We'd like you to engage these forces and destroy them in detail. That's an odd wording, but okay. The goal is to break their ability and take the field again. Break the ability for them to take the field against us for the foreseeable future. This means none of their units should survive. All right, so it's eliminate everything. Well, that's fine because that's what I do. We have Cornered Revenge, which is a solo duel. We have a battle mech causing us trouble in Strider, who refuses to back down until you, Commander, show up and fight them in a duel. They call themselves Killbox. I don't know what their problem is with you, but we'll have to pay you to get in there and just deal with them. It's causing us a headache. Killbox, haven't heard that name in a long time. Do you think he's still upset after all these years? Okay, I have no idea what that's about, but apparently I've pissed somebody off and he wants to fight me. We could do that. It's only a single skull, although that means probably up to a 40-ton mech. And we don't have anything in that weight class outside of the Assassin, which I wouldn't take into a battle like that. Payroll Sieges. This might be one worth doing as well, because it's against the pirates. As much as I'm not a huge fan of the Capellans, as long as the Capellans aren't fighting the Suns, I'll take their missions. Just because money. Dylan, I mean, holes are there for getting the fuck out of, yeah. Or putting people you don't like into them. Yep, that works too. Sounds like an X to me. Hell hath no fury. Well, not to speak about the past, but yes, I have a few X's that could be described as a kill box. All right, let's find something to do here. We start off with the payroll siege. Actually, well, Revenge. I'd like to start off with something relatively easy, although 78,000. Salvage is good, but 78,000, there's just nothing in it. There's a lot here, though. Yeah, we might actually have to take on Killbox. Solving disagreements with mechs. Hope that never becomes the rule here. I think that's a fantastic rule. Now, yeah, the salvage is going to be crap on this. We're not dragging whatever's on this field out of it, so we might as well take all the money and just have the random 2, and that gets us a buffer. Now, we can only take one mech into these, so Cerberus is coming out. Obviously, Claymore is going in, and we're going to take the Firestarter, because the Firestarter is, despite being 5 tons lighter, oh shit. Or maybe we don't do this one. Max 65 tons. We've only got a 35-ton mech. Even our assassin is only 40, and it's crap. Yeah, I don't think we take this one after all. That's just calling red flags to me for the moment. At least not yet. We need something with more tonnage on it before we can even think about it. Looks like we're going to do the recovery mission first. Have to do the recovery mission. Now, this doesn't pay out a lot. We're only going to get 78,000 out of this maximum, but we can pull some pretty wicked salvage. So that might be the better option. We've got 30 days. We've got 30 days that we've got to get the money out of this. So, and we do have a month leeway. So we might actually have to just hock some stuff off. 211, 314, 70. Yeah, with only a 78,000 max pay, 314, and if we get a single large laser out of this, this will pay more than this mission could take at maximum. So we just might have to start selling some equipment that we're not using. Alright, so I want the fire starter. Keep the fire starter in 1 actually, but Cerberus can go to 2. Claymore goes into the fire starter. Cerberus can take the assassin. Now we've got the Falcon. Just kind of trash. We've got the 1D Wasp, which is actually okay. And we have the 1M. Yeah, sorry, it's the LRM. The LRM Buddy Locust. We might drag the Uber Mech out. Actually, recovery. No, the Uber Mech might be too slow. We might have to take the Falcon after all. Alright, so it's going to be Firestarter, Falcon, Assassin, Falcon, and Wasp for our breakdown. And we're going to put Hulk. And Hulk and Drillbit. Well, I think will be our go. Grandmaster we're trying to avoid as much as possible. Just because he's, well, Hulk's not much better. We're going to have to get new pilots too. Right, so it's going to cost us 14,000 just to deploy. 125 tons out. Screw Courts, Civil Mech Duels when? Yeah, I'm up for this. I'm up for this. Give me battle mechs and make a world where we actually have honor duels in battle mechs to solve our problems. I think that would be fantastic. And the best part is we could televise them.
Command interface initiated.
That's my kind of a sport. I'd get into that sport. The question is where Australian Outback would be okay. Oh, I can think of many places you could have them. I mean, let's be honest. There's some cities in the west that you could have them in and nobody would notice, even after the area was destroyed. Alright, I'm getting updated from our employer. They believe the base is going to be even more heavily defended than we thought. Oh, great. We need to move up and get a look at the base so we can see what kind of firepower we're facing. Once we've grabbed the payroll, the leopard will extract us at this LZ. Alright.
Tango fall through the ice.
Personally want to see the Macron Le Pen grudge match. Give them both an Irby and sell lots of popcorn. Yeah, wouldn't that be the day? Wouldn't that be today? Rather than world leaders starting fights, they all have battle mechs and they have arena matches for our amusement. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Actually, no, we've said it the right way. 2 politicians enter, 1 politician leaves. There's absolutely no reason to limit it by sex. There's plenty of female politicians out there that should be shoved in a battle mech and sent into a battlefield as well. Although, they would have to be a class all of their own, because I still want to get in a battle mech and fight things. Don't take away all my fun. Irby with an AC-20 and 1 round of ammo each. Oh, you know they'd both miss. Mags, I understand the usage of the term box perfectly. If the question stands... Yeah, that's not what I was going for. Neither, Tell. Neither. Greenland would be good. Yeah. Cold environment. Yes, we'll just brace on this one. Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about the thermal loading too much on the Mechs. Although apparently the place is kind of pretty clean, and it would definitely make a mess of it. Oh, we have a second mech coming over from the left too.
Affirmative.
Alright, so we have a Stinger. Nothing too concerning so far. Yeah, we'll take a swing with those.
I hope it hurts.
Well, some of them landed, but nothing serious.
Listening.
We'll do a jump. That will not get us within... Damn, that won't get us within optimal. Alright, we won't do a jump. We will just move over... Yeah, the Falcon's got a lot of armor, so, well, for its weight. We'll bring this forward just so we can ID the second mech. It's a Javelin. Okay, that is much more concerning. It's a twin SRM-6 Javelin. That's really concerning. Alright, that could hurt. We need to deal with that. Falcon might have to actually eat some missiles here.
I hear ya.
Drill bit. Into the tree line, and I'm going to be well out. You only 14% chance to hit, not even going to bother. Just going to brace and hold. Send him to San Fran or Detroit, no one would know. I'd settle for a boxing match or good old-fashioned sword duels. Well, yeah, but there is a noticeable lack of giant stompy robots, although I can see where you're coming from there. Alright, how close? I can get very close, that's good. And I can stay in the tree line, the forest, and still get within optimal. That is very good. Alright, jump the fire starter in, and we're going to start cooking, although it's... Nope, apparently we are still out of range on the flamers. I thought that said it was in range. Shit. And of course, we miss with the medium lasers.
No damage detected.
And it starts.
I'm here. Advancing, I guess.
The assassin in. LRM's off, SRM2 and a medium laser.
Die. Yeah.
And okay, somehow we don't... That ridgeline is... Yeah, they've definitely played with the spotting. There is no way known in vanilla that would have blocked my line of sight, that ridge. But that apparently is now sufficient to render me completely incapable of shooting the mech, even though I can visually see that more than half the mech's height is above the ridgeline. So, that is something they have definitely screwed with. And it's going to take a lot of getting used to.
What can I do for you?
Alright, so best bet with the Wasp is going to be to jump.
Time to fly.
Jump and shoot down. I think I can take on the Javelin with the fire starter without too much of an issue. I want to get rid of this Stinger so it doesn't flank the fire starter. But it seems nobody can hit the bloody thing. Right, Claymore. Now, I'm going to try and solve your problem. I get you to here, you're on the flank, and far enough back against the wall the Javelin cannot flank you. Come on, break something in it. There we go. Engine shielding crit, SRM crit.
Critical damage detected.
That's enough to make the javelin go melee. Okay, that works, and it's turned the javelin around. Now...
What? No.
Although we really need to deal... Oh, I can't miss the opportunity. Actually, no. We'll
Waiting
jump
for orders.
drill bit
I leap. I
directly in
soar.
behind.
Firing everything I've got.
And only the flamer hits. The flamer is actually the least effective
Right
weapon here
here.
because we're fighting cold. Alright, we will move, reposition to engage the
Location
stinger and keep
confirmed.
the stinger occupied.
Firing everything.
God, these
I'm here.
pilots are bad.
Okay.
It's only 18%.
If you say so.
And just completely ignores the attack. We have terrible mechs and even worse pilots with a touch of horrible RNG
go.
going on here at the moment. Back around again. Let's see whether or not Claymore can actually do something about this thing before it fires more missiles at us. Right, there we go. That's the kind of effect I wanted.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Well, apparently we haven't crit the SRM6s enough. They're still firing.
Hey.
Alright, come on. Big roll here.
Looking only sick.
There we go, he ejected. Alright, that's good. I'm hoping I can recover some parts of that.
Yeah.
Hey, Rabdog, how's it going, mate? Yeah, not too bad. Just, very early in the game with some terrible mechs and some very unskilled pilots. And, having a bit of a moment with RNG. Nothing's quite landing the way it should. Alright, shot from the Falcon. We might be able to take the torso out of the Stinger here if we can hit.
Locking on and firing it all.
You know, destroyed the hip and a crit against the
On a
gyro.
critical hit.
So I'll take that.
Waiting on
Now
you, Commander.
drill bit should be able to jump and hit the rear. Get rear arc in the other side. And hopefully
Got it.
shield land. And nothing but the flamer. I'm in the same place, yeah. As I said, it comes down to the RNG on your start. The second campaign I made as a test campaign, it is creaming this one. I'm half the time in, and I'm already in 45-ton mechs. And I've got money flowing out of, well, not really that much, but significantly more money than I've got in this one. On exactly the same starting settings, so
Critical damage detected.
Waiting for orders.
it's just interesting how much of a difference that initial RNG and your initial
Take this.
your initial unit stats and bonuses that you get can make a
That would
difference.
be a miss. What? No. Copy.
Actually, I think the only difference between the two campaigns is I didn't start in Davian space in the other campaign.
All right.
Misses on both.
Oi.
The other
Commander.
campaign I started in Marek space.
Yep.
May have to rename. No, that would be insulting the Keystone Cops.
Take this. Mm-hmm.
They actually had a hit.
That there's a kill.
Alright, so after wasting huge amounts of ammunition, that is 2 of these mechs down, and we actually haven't got to the base yet, which is likely going to have defenders. And there's potentially more coming in yet. That was just the outer patrol. What level missions are you doing and how many skulls? These are only half skull missions. I've just got pilots that couldn't hit a barn from the inside with the doors closed. At the moment, heaviest mech I've got available is 40 tons, which is the Assassin, which is possibly the worst fit on an Assassin you could have. And I have no equipment to refit the bloody thing. Alright. Set the fire starter in. Hold this location, people can grab the payroll. Yep, now we're going to get reinforcements.
Ready, set.
Alright.
The asset has been
Command of the area has been cleared. Darius has given the green light to land immediately. Hold position. Okay, so that patrol was all we had. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I don't think all the salvage was actually worth it. There wasn't a lot there to salvage. Might have actually bit us in the arse then a little bit. No major damage across all the mechs. They all just got, lightly brushed on the paint, but pretty good overall. We only got one part of the Javelin. Take the Stinger. I guess we got one of the SRM6s, so I'll take that. That's at least something we can refit the Assassin with. We get the ammo. We got the ammo with it as well. Cool. Actually, we cleaned up, I think, pretty much everything. Alright, so now we're going to be down for 7 days. We can run the pilots again, even though they're fatigued. That won't be a major issue. But, just wait till we load back in. There we go. What I'm actually mainly after here is the refit on the Assassin to actually make it useful, because that is terrible. Alright, so the LRM5 is pointless. There's no point to having that on the mech at all. Whack the SRM6 in instead. Unfortunately, that still... we only have 100. I'm going to pull... we have 3 jump jets on each side. I'm pulling the center jump jet. So I can fit an extra ton of SRM ammo. Why is that being so laggy? Stop that. Extra ton of SRM ammo on one side. The jump jets are only half ton in this one. Well, I'm most certainly not... we're going to have to pull 2 more. Go to 4. I can bring the forward armor up to 80. We'll drop to 15. There we go. Up to 85 and 60 in the torsos. SRM ammo in the legs. That limits our jump range though. But I'd rather have a mech that's actually effective in combat over one that, can jump further and do nothing. Alright, so that's 5 days to get that one configured.
Logged and noted.
So 8 SRMs of volley plus the medium laser. Still not ideal. I'd rather get rid of that SRM2, potentially pull the medium laser and flick over to 2 SRM6s. But we work with what we've got. Solo duel. The thing about this one, we can't do it though. We haven't got the tonnage. If it turns out to be a 65-ton mech, I'm not killing it in a fire starter before it can pull me in half. Battle and dense Davian forces. So I can work with 4 mechs at a single skull, but a single one-on-one at that tonnage, I can't. This is worth leaving there, though. We can take 500,000, we can go 522 and hope we get something decent, but we need cash urgently. So if I hold it right there in the center, this still gives us the option of grabbing 3 select components off the field plus 12, and we get 290,000 in dedicated cash, which is not bad. And we bust up some pirates. It's a harder mission, but we should be able to handle that, I think. That should be okay. Alright, so Claymore in the Firestarter. The only problem with the Firestarter being so heavily flamer based, we're never going to cook anything in a cold world. We really need somewhere a little warmer, but that's what we've got to work with. Being a battle, pull the Wasp. This time we'll bring the Urban Mech in, and that gets an AC 10 on the field. Although, we really want to switch those over and put Hulk in the Urban Mech, just for the extra gunnery skill. Right, that should work as a setup. And if it doesn't, we're in trouble. Alright, here we go.
Command interface initiated.
Is that the one where you couldn't see the bases? No, that was the last set of mods. That was just, God, what's that mod called? It's an extra missions pack. It just gives you a larger mission variety. I can't remember the exact name of the mod off the top of my head. So pirate forces are retreated in this area, Commander. Still not sure how many enemy units are out there, but Mayor's keeping an eye out. Affirmative, I'll spot them, I'll give you a holler. Cool. The MercTech mod is, well, it's actually kind of similar to this mod, but for MechWarrior 5. So it's an increase in mission options. It also changes the timelines, the technology that's available, inserts a whole bunch of new mechs into it. You can expand it out to the point where MechWarrior 5 will cross over with the clan invasion, and it'll put clan mechs in it as well. It's got some pretty serious options. But yeah, it's very similar to this. It's a total overhaul of MechWarrior 5 to something that, at least on description, is, or at least seems to be closer to what I would have expected MechWarrior 5 to be to begin with.
Roger that.
Yeah, once again,
You betcha.
save it for the modders to try and fix everything. Alright. Still no contact. We will sprint along the back of the ridge line here. And that is going to be Hulk in the Urban Mech, which is going to be slow as a wet week getting into position, but that's fine.
Don't
And
need
then
to
we'll
tell
go
me
up into
twice.
that ridge line and shoot down from the trees. So we got a nice ridge line there with trees on top of it that we can park our mechs in. That'll give us defensive bonuses and let us shoot down at the same time. So I'm going to take that. Especially since at the moment we're only getting one mech, and that is concerning.
Hey.
Send the assassin in first. Can I get the assassin close enough? Yes, that is within optimal range. Okay.
Okay.
What
let's
is that
go.
mech? It's only a javelin, and it's only one. This actually feels like an ambush.
All right.
I'm listening.
Alright, Hulk, can you? No, you still can't. Alright, just sprint the Urban Mech as fast as you can. Now, Claymore. There's only one mech down there, so I'm actually going to jump straight in. Yeah, should be able to hit with the flamers from the tree line, so any counter fire I should be covered from. It's another SRM-6 Javelin.
All weapons committed.
Alright. Pilot
Enemy mech.
injuries.
Critical damage detected.
Waiting for orders.
Now, ideally we don't want to break this one too much, because we have one part in stock. It'd be really nice if we could get a couple more parts and actually put one of these together, because this would be an upgrade.
I read you, Commander. Moving out. Special delivery.
Upper arm actuator destroyed.
Want some more? Huh?
Commander, got a leopard inbound to your location. I'm guessing it's not friendly. Yep, here comes the ambush. Don't tell Darius. Yeah, the one time he doesn't warn me about an ambush, we get an ambush.
Oh, no. Good to go.
Alright, let's start off with
Yeah.
Hulk, because she is close enough to actually fire
Heading
now.
out. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
And no hit. Not
can I do for ya?
super surprising.
Coordinates received.
Drop back with the
Got it.
hit. Yep, they've got some hits. Pilot ejected, head destroyed. Okay, hopefully we got, fingers crossed, on 3 parts out of that. Likely 2, fingers crossed on 3. If we get 3, we have a Javelin. We finally have a new mech. And there they are, Commander. I have eyes on the Pirate Lance heading your way. There were more, and there might be multiple enemy Lancers out there. Take them out, Commander. Yep, fair enough. That one, I think that was it. I think it was on its own. Alright, so it's going to likely come, yeah, it'll come down and around. So we want to be up in this ridge line.
Moving out.
Another hostile leopard in. Wait, what? Okay, yeah. About that whole ambush thing.
Yeah.
One time you're supposed to warn me, Darius, and you don't. Alright, well, look at it this way, Indra. In the standard game, it takes 3 parts to put together a mech, right? Now, at 5 parts, you essentially need to do what you would need to assemble almost 2 mechs, just to get one new one. Now, consider the random start on this one. Your tonnage on start is about 10 tons on average per mech lighter than the vanilla game. So your actual mech tonnage that you get by default is, you know, normally you're in the 30-ton range. With the mechs that you get randomly delivered in vanilla, you're in the 20-ton range. So your mechs are 10 tons worse. They're about as small as they can get. The tanks that you're facing, the transport trucks that you face in the convoy intercept missions are heavier than your mechs. You get worse pilots that can potentially have, based on RNG roll, can potentially have more negative effects. Your mechs can be destroyed if you've got that option turned on. General difficulty level is higher, especially considering I'm playing Simulation Plus, which maximizes the difficulty level for it. Your salvage levels are lower, your payments are lower, your XP gains are lower, and then you've got to build 2 or more mechs just to get one single replacement. Yeah, it's turning up the difficulty just for the sake of being difficult. It's not anything about fun at that point. You select 8 mech components to put together a mech simply to tell people that you are playing a game where you need 8 components to put together a mech. There's nothing fun to be had there. And it would be boring, because actually upgrading the mechs for like a company like this on a live stream, it'd take me a week before you got decent mech upgrades. I'd need, you know, with skill level pilots like this and the inability to take out cockpits reliably, having to rely on 1 or 2 parts per mission per mech type, plus randomly distributed mechs. You know, I could put 15 hours in before I've actually managed to put one mech together to actually upgrade my lance. And in that time, you wouldn't be allowed to lose any mechs, because if you lose them, they're destroyed and they're gone. Alright, I'm just going to sit here at the moment because nobody's coming out of the woodworks, and I want to know where they are. I'm in a nice secure position here. I want to take advantage of it. We're just going to give everyone a turn to move. How is BattleTech and MechWarrior different other than being strategy and the other being a simulation game? They're not. BattleTech and MechWarrior are exactly the same game in exactly the same universe. MechWarrior is... A MechWarrior is the person who pilots a battle mech, which is why it's the MechWarrior games are named that way, because you are the pilot of a battle mech. BattleTech is the overarching universe and the strategy tabletop, which plays very similar to something more like Warhammer 40k, I guess, would be the easiest thing to describe it against. It's a tabletop war game, which in the computer realm plays out as a turn-based strategy. I really hope that's the last of them, Commander. The new lance is part of our contractual obligations. Engage and destroy them. Alright, so it doesn't look like anything too heavy. I'm just curious where the other one is, because there's a mech over here somewhere that's just not... Ah, here it is. Hey, he's decided to finally show up. They both made by the same company. The licenses bounced around all over the place. So different developers have made different... made the different PC games depending on who. At the moment, Microsoft owns all the licenses, but different companies make the games. But if you wind back the clock to the original origin point, yes, the entire universe was created by FASA Corporation. They were the company that made the original BattleTech universe and the original holders for the IP. They don't exist anymore. They were lost many years ago to legalities and the kind of corporate stuff that generally takes businesses down. They made a bunch of really good IPs, actually, in general. Where are we going to go here? No, I'm actually going to sit here and just brace for another turn. I want them to come closer. Alright, so now we know what it is at the very least. It's a stinger. Cool. That's right. But yeah, it's same company, same writers and creators. They actually created multiple parts. There's multiple parts to the tabletop. BattleTech, the game that I'm playing now, is based on BattleTech the tabletop, and this mod is meant to replicate a lot of its rules more accurately than the actual game does in vanilla format. But the BattleTech tabletop also incorporated a game called MechWarrior, which was in its tabletop form actually an RPG where you played the role of a MechWarrior. It's actually really cool. I've never played it personally, but I know at least some of the details for it. You play an RPG like you would, I guess, Dungeons and Dragons style, talking about what the MechWarrior is doing, with the Dungeon Master, the whole works. Role-playing as a MechWarrior. But when you go into combat inside of your mech, there are rules within the MechWarrior tabletop RPG rules that allow you to switch over to the BattleTech rule set to play out the battles. So you use the MechWarrior RPG rules to play out that component of it, and when you actually have a battle within the within the RPG, you switch over to the tabletop rules for the actual BattleTech top and play that as the combat side of the RPG. And all of this has basically been pulled apart over the years and eventually turned into the three areas. There's actually four game types. You've got MechWarrior, which is your mech simulator as a pilot. You have BattleTech, which is your turn-based strategy game. You've got Mech Commander, which is your real-time strategy game. And then you had Mech Assault, which is not canon, but was a shitload of fun back in the day on consoles, where you could run around in an elemental suit and hijack clan of mechs. So that was fun. And all of these are the same universe.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm going back to 5 parts in the
This
next
is recycling
RTO
for another
season. It's
shot.
bad enough to get a new mech. Yeah. Yeah, the high mech counts are just... They're there to say you've done
Yes,
it.
Commander.
I guess there's a bragging rights element to it for at least part of the community, but I don't see any fun in it whatsoever. You know, 4 is a nice challenge beyond 3, but anything beyond 4 is just kind of... You know, why do you want to punish yourself? The game's supposed to be fun. I definitely like some of the other more difficult rules that get added, that they've added. Things like the fact that you can lose mechs. That's actually one of the things that kind of annoyed me, and it's part of the reason why vanilla would always get easier over time. Because while you could potentially lose some really good pilots, you never lost your mech. Your mechs would always be brought back and be repaired. It might cost you some money and some parts, but you could always put your mechs back
Commander.
together. Only your enemies could lose their mechs. And that... Well, I wanted the game to be a little bit more difficult than that. And that I think is a good change. I don't like the option for any kind of critical hit on your
Yep.
pilots automatically resulting in a death. I prefer to leave the RNG up to that, because sometimes pilots do get out. Again, having it a guaranteed death
Here
is a
we
bit...
go.
You're doing it just for the sake of it.
Yes.
I'd rather roll the dice and find out. Sometimes you get lucky and your pilot survives. Sometimes they have to get removed from the cockpit with a sponge. You know, depends on how the dice roll goes. Right. Now I think yes. All right, we can. So I can jump far enough to get into the rear arc over here.
All weapons committed.
No big breaks, but we're definitely eating that armor off. Waiting for that BattleTech Aero Sim. Yeah, I want that. There was... God, I wish I had the money to buy rights to the IP and enough to fund a development studio. The game that I would build. The game that I would... Actual games that I would build. I would bring Mech Commander
On
back
my
as
way.
well. I've already described my ultimate mech sim, doing essentially a DCS mech warrior, which would absolutely include an Aerotech component.
That looked like a critical hit.
But on the
Right
other side
here.
of it, I would
Mhm.
absolutely bring Mech Commander, Mech Commander back into play. So real-time strategy in mechs, that needs to be a thing again soon, because that was a fantastic game.
Firing at
Oh,
him.
God damn it. Couldn't hit him.
Guess Mama's gonna have to try it again.
Yeah, you're going to have to try it again. You
I
can hit a
hear
lake
ya.
if you're on the bottom.
On my way.
Alright, get the Falcon in here, see if we can take down the Stinger, and then it looks like we're going to have to rush back. At the very least, the Urbamech's got a fairly decent amount of armor, so
Take this
it should be able to tank it while we sort this out. There we go.
and stay down.
You know, that Falcon, despite being really light on weaponry and ugly as sin, is actually turning out to be a fairly reasonable mech. Now, the Hermes here actually wouldn't be a bad one if we could recover it. I think that's about 30 tons, so that would serve as an upgrade for some of our mechs. Now, I'll file it under the, in case I hit the lottery donation in your name then. I would be most appreciative. And the IP we know is going to be available in the next 2 years. It's going to be transferred, the Mech Warrior one at least is going to be transferred out of Piranha Games. They don't seem to be too interested in renewing it at this point. They're just finishing off what they're doing.
I'll try.
It's going to be opened up. I'd actually like to do all the FASA IPs, or at least the 2 major ones. Also, just pause for a second. I love that paint job. Why can't I get my mechs to look like that? White and the black. That looks great. Oh, it's a shame what I'm about to do to it, actually.
Firing everything.
I'm listening.
Alright.
Moving.
Yeah, the other FASA title that I'd love to do something with, and I've said this about 1,000,000 times at this point,
Got the drop
Crimson
on you,
Skies.
don't I?
That's an IP that's been sitting untouched for over 20 years now.
What can I do for
And
you?
flight simulators are popular again at the moment. We've got Ace Combat is back. We've got the Project Wingman is out. Microsoft's back into the flight simulator market.
Got it.
The flight simulator market itself, with things like War Thunder, has never really been bigger than it has. More people are playing aircraft-based games than probably ever before at the moment, just by volume of people exposed.
All weapons
And there
on
is
go.
an IP that has not been touched in 20 years, where you literally play World War II air pirates with Zeppelin aircraft carriers, and you steal other people's aircraft by, diving from yours, Errol Flynn style, into theirs. It sounds ridiculous when you describe it this way, but you guys know what Crimson Skies is. It's great. And it has not been touched. Completely dormant since the days of the Xbox. Nobody has used it. Nobody has done anything with it. It is criminal that game has not had anything done.
All weapons committed.
Alright, come on.
Enemy mech.
He's
Critical
stressed.
damage
I want him to
detected.
punch out.
Right here. If you say so.
Rattle it a little bit more from this side. Left arm destroyed, left torso destroyed. Come on. Get out of there.
Critical hit.
There we go. Oh, that was grueling? Not really. That was actually a lot easier than I was expecting
Mission
it to be.
successful.
Now, it's a question of what we can drag out of this. Crimson Skies was certainly unique. Crimson Skies was wonderful. Or at least the, well, actually, no, both versions of the game, PC and the Xbox version, were good. The PC version was better. Largely because the PC version was still based on a flight sim. An arcade flight sim, but still a flight sim. And it was a great game. I would like nothing better than to do that again. Only one part on each. Oh, well, so we got 2 parts of a Javelin. We'll take the part for the Hermes as well. What else have we got? I'm going to grab the spare SRM6 because they're just rare as rockin' or shit at the moment. And I'll leave the rest up to fate. Alright, looks like we got the part for the Stinger. We got the medium laser. Actually, it looks like we cleaned up all the salvage again. 2.4 million recovered. And we picked up basically another month's worth of operating expenditures. So we're not going out of business this month. What do you reckon, guys? You reckon I should try the solo duel? I'll leave it up to chat. Chat can decide this one. Do I do the single skull solo duel and risk running into a mech that's beyond my ability to kill? Isolated. Did you ever play Blazing Angels? I loved that when I was younger. Very arcadey, but still, yep, I played Blazing Angels. Yeah, it's the same problem. It's one of the few console flight games that I played outside of Crimson Skies. Crimson Skies I played because I love the IP, which, as I said before, started as an FASA tabletop as well. But actually, I think I might have Blazing Angels still sitting in the cupboard. Do some Crimson Skies fan art, reignite the fandom. I think it'll take more than some fan art to reignite the fandom. But it takes somebody doing something with the IP. Do it, Jewel. Save before you do it. Rob Dog, I'm playing on Iron Man, man. There's no save. There's no saves coming on this one. Iron Man is enabled. That's another one of the things that I've got turned on. So we're going in. So we only get 1.5, so we're taking all the money on this one. This will push us over $1 million. That's going to annoy the local pirate organization, but that is fine. All right, so 65-ton max. Claymore's going to be driving. 4344, and yeah, I think the fire starter is probably the best go. Yeah, it's got the most armor and the most firepower, even if only at 35 tons. So it's the best that I've got at this point. Just hope we roll low. Hope the tonnage we're facing is not going to be too much. I'm a little worried about this one. Not going to lie. Hey Fia, how's the run going? Yeah, a little tight on money at the moment, and I'm having some pretty rough RNG on everything, but we're slowly turning it around. I'm now over a month's worth of money in the bank, so we can keep the operating at this point, I think, for 2 months safely, 3 months at a risk. So that's going all right.
Interface initiated.
Alright, last time we saw Killbox, she was stuck on that moon. Yeah, this is an X. Not sure the hell they got off it. Guess it doesn't matter now. Good luck. Yeah, this is an X. Oh. Fuck. Well, shit. No. Look, I'm not charging there to fight you. You come over here so I can jump behind you and shoot you in the back. I ain't moving.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
I don't sound very confident. I'm in a 35-ton stock fire starter with a pilot that only has 4 gunnery against a Warhammer. No, I'm not feeling super confident right now. It depends. Oh, and it's fully armored too. It's fully armored as well. Shit, this is not gonna be good. I was sort of hoping it might be a bit beaten up, a bit... What? No, it's got full armor.
All weapons committed.
This thing has damn near more armor on the back than I've got on the front. Although, it didn't shoot me. Why did you not shoot me?
All weapons committed.
Oh, and I miss with both the mediums. I really need those to start taking chunks out of that armor and letting that flame get through.
Warning. Enemy in rear arc.
Ouch. Gyro crit.
Damage critical.
Yep, critical damage on the very first hit that I take. Fucking Warhammer on a 1 skull duel. Jesus Christ. And it keeps going for the rear arc.
Enemy in
If
rear
that
arc.
PPC connects the rear arc, I'm dead. Like, it's simple as that. If that PPC hits the rear arc, it's over.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright.
Targeting rear armor. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
And the problem with the Firestarter, while it is absolutely the best mech that I have in terms of firepower at the moment, and armor for that matter, which is actually probably good, it's the only thing that's going to keep me alive.
Engaging jump jets.
We're in a polar area and its primary attack is flamers. There's the...
Targeting rear armor. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
On a normal, like an Earth-like world... Shit. Yeah, on an Earth-like world, I would probably be able to overheat something like a Warhammer. On a desert world, I'd be able to cook the thing in seconds, and this would be a much easier fight. But on a polar, I'm never going to be able to overheat it.
Targeting rear armor.
Sensors impaired. And there's nowhere known. There's no trees or anything else here that I can hide in either. Can I? Oh, that might be cheeky. Yeah, that's cheeky.
Engaging jump jets.
He's not going to be able to get up that ridgeline.
Targeting rear armor.
Miss with both. Alright. Now... I gotta get clear and brace, and I gotta cool down the mech, because we're on the, we've hit the thermal load. Retu says, one thing that amazes me about the BattleTech universe, for mechs being supposedly pretty hard to maintain and acquire, everybody and their dog seems to own one. No, that is only because every single perspective that you've ever seen for the BattleTech universe has been the perspective of somebody who deals with mechs. Every single point, whether it's the books, whether or not it's the games, any point that you have viewed into the BattleTech universe, you've been looking from the perspective of a mech warrior or somebody who is related to the military where mechs are common. Mechs are super rare. They are insanely rare. Ah, shit, what am I going to do here? Not much else I can do except try and get on the other side of this ridge line because I need to cool down for at least one more turn before I can fire. Ow, ow, ow. Left leg destroyed, left arm destroyed. Yeah, I'm fucked. That's it. I'm on my back now.
Warning.
It's over.
Weapon system destroyed. Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury.
Yeah, as I said, if these PPCs hit me, it's over.
Battle mech operational.
I'm in a 35-ton mech against a 35-ton scout mech designed to support with flames against a 65-ton heavy that is designed for frontline combat and designed to obliterate machines like this. I have no recourse, and I no longer have the ability to jump behind it. It's over. I just lost a mech. I'm about to lose a pilot.
Ejecting. All units destroyed. Mission failed.
Remember I said mechs can be destroyed? Chances are I don't get that Firestarter back either. Which means I just lost the most powerful mech I have in this lineup. The only mech that was allowing me to complete missions up until this point. Sorry, Warhammers are 70 tons? Sorry, I take it back. So in which case that mission wouldn't even have allowed me to weight match that Warhammer. Yeah, that was ridiculous on... Yeah. Okay, yeah, only 123,000. I'm not... Maybe the duels have special rules, because that shouldn't have given me the mech back. That should have been a loss. That was a loss of the mission, and my pilot bailed out. With no salvage option.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
Well, I'll take it, because we were routed otherwise. That was very close to a complete wipe. Alright, well... I'm out of commission for 13 days. At least. Claymore's going to be out for longer than that, but... Comstar News Bureau. 12 million civilians massacred by mercenaries in Sirius 5 after a planetary conquest. Whose mercenaries did that? Officials estimate that 12 to 17 million residents of the Tainton have been killed in cold blood after the planet Sirius 5 officially laid down its arms following its successful conquest by the Grey Death Legion. After surrendering the planet to the Legion, which is currently serving at the bequest of House Marek, the domed city was abruptly attacked by mechs bearing the insignia of the same unit, resulting in a catastrophic loss of air pressure. The Free Worlds League expressed shock and outrage at the event. Oh, I can't remember that. I remember this in lore, but I don't remember the details as to what happened. I'm pretty sure it wasn't actually the Grey Death Legion that did it. Well, it could have been. I could be crossing over. There's a lot of massacres in BattleTech. But this is what I mean when you're talking about perspective and what you see. 12 million civilians massacred in a single attack on a single planet hitting a single city. Everything you see in the BattleTech universe, you're viewing from the perspective of somebody who has a mech, not the people that don't, and there's a lot that don't. Comstar News Bureau. Starting as an offshoot of the Trellwyn Lancers, an ad hoc militia set up by Carlisle for the defense of Trell in 3024. The unit has steadily expanded over the past 4 years. Legion most recently signed on with Marek for a prolonged series of campaigns against the Capellan Confederation. According to sources within the Free Worlds League government, the unit performed admirably during several operations and had garnered good reputation. Following their successful capture of Sirius 5, the unit had reportedly planned to return to its new land holding of Helm in the Free Worlds League planet, but one of the terms of the contract with House Marek stipulated that the Grey Death Legion would be granted an exclusive fief on the planet. Calls to label the unit outlaws have grown louder over the past days as details emerge. This has been a CBN Comstar News broadcast. Yeah, I can't remember the exact details of this one. Grey Death Legion most certainly did return to Helm, however, because that's where they eventually found the Helm memory core. From the Price of Glory GDL book, it was Comguard masquerading as GDL, I think. Yeah, that would make sense. It's always fucking Comstar. Fuck Comstar. That could be interesting. It's 32.50. 27's currently our winner. Stars being closer doesn't necessarily mean that they take less time to get to. It comes down to the complexity of the jump. The moment, and the size of the system you've got to travel to once you arrive as well. So 25 there, but that's not what I'm after. So 90,000, 27 days. We're going to be nearly at the completion of the next month. If we don't make money, if there isn't missions here, we are fucked. If there isn't missions at this planet, we're
Roger
not
that,
going to have enough
Commander.
money to keep
Course plotted.
the company operating for another month. Alright, minor infraction. An argument draws you to the mess hall. Cerberus starts towards you, red-faced and scowling. Commander, I hate to bother you with this, but Grandmaster is slacking off again. We're supposed to share garbage detail, but share, you want me to share? Commander, this arsehole is the reason we're on cleanup duty in the first place. She acts like she's my boss. Just last week she filed 24 complaints with the Exxon, got us both put on garbage detail, and she did it over nothing. An infraction is an infraction, Cerberus sneers. If you stop messing up, I'll stop reporting you. Gonna fire him anyway. You grab the broom leaning against the bench and thrust it into Grandmaster's hands. I don't want to hear your excuses. If you did your job, you wouldn't be here, Mech Warrior. He reluctantly accepts the broom, his voice turning icy. Fine, I'll take care of the mess. In fact, Cerberus, why don't you take the day off? I'll handle it myself. Alright, Cerberus smiles. I won't argue with that. You dismiss them both before any more bickering breaks out. The next day, Darius pulls you aside. Grandmaster stuffs Cerberus' locker with garbage, half-eaten food scraps spilled over her. The other mech warriors had a good chuckle at it, but Grandmaster won't be laughing while he cleans up the barracks for the rest of the Argo. Grandmaster has gained the following tags: dishonest. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I was going to fire him anyway, because he's one of the ones is going to cause me group problems later on. And I'm going to have to do something with Hulk as well. I am. So, 1 day for the financial report, 2 days till Claymore's out, and 18 days until we are at Ambergrist.
All hands, make ready for docking maneuvers. Undocked from jump ship. We're clear.
And we get another news report from Comstar. Mercenaries reported to discover a treasure trove of Star League-era technology on Helm. So the Helm memory core has been discovered. Actually, maybe not the memory core. Hang on, we should probably read a little bit further. In a follow-up prior to reporting, during last month's fighting between Grey Death Legion and the Free Worlds League, the Grey Death Legion have reportedly discovered an intact Star League-era cache. No, it is, which included a memory core containing a vast treasure trove of Star League data. Several merchants have corroborated evidence of a fierce battle on Helm between the Grey Death Legion and elements of the 13th Alterian Dragoons, which resulted in the destruction of most of the equipment within the cache. According to these merchants, Grey Death Carlisle, leader of the Grey Death Legion, has provided copies of the reputed memory core to various Freeport, Hang on, that seems to have jumped a little bit. Freeport, the capital city on the planet Helm, held large allied arms beginning of the Succession War, having previously served as a fleet base. In 2788, Kurita's forces invaded the planet in search of the depot. When they failed to find arms in the city's warehouses or anywhere else on the planet, they deduced that the arms and equipment had been shipped out. The frustrated Kurita troops moved off, but not before destroying Freeport and most of the other population centers on Helm with nuclear weapons. In the wake of the nuclear holocaust, this is the destruction of Helm, and which led to the loss of the Helm memory core. Freeport was destroyed and the depot was subsequently forgotten, along with substantial information and designs for advanced military equipment, medical treatments, and the purification equipment for water, atmospheres, and whole planetary environments. Additionally, evidence is emerging that the Grey Death Legion may not have been responsible for the massacre of 12 million civilians on Sirius 5 last month. Rumours have been swirling Helm of an attempt to discredit the Grey Death Legion by rogue elements of the Free Worlds League. This has been a CBN April broadcast. So that's the destruction of Helm. It seemed like it jumped there on what it was trying to say. But that's the Grey Death Legion have discovered the Helm memory core. Alright, so mopping up. One skull battle in the lowlands. Low gravity, foggy. After a recent skirmish with our forces, the surviving units of a pirate lance escaped the battlefield. We believe they managed to partially repair their mechs, and that means they're loose. That means a loose end that Liao would like to see tied off permanently. Track down these survivors and finish them for good. Alright, so a one skull battle. This is not a bad option. We'll take this. And we can take 210, but I'm actually going to take all the money, because the money's more important to us at the moment. And it's only against pirates, so that is fine. Firestarter with Claymore, we'll get the Assassin in, we will get the Falcon in, and we'll get the Urban Mech in. Same breakdown for pilots as last time. Except this time... put Hulk in the Falcon, Grandmaster in the... No, not Grandmaster. He's going to get fired. Drillbit in. Actually, I should fire him soon so I don't have to pay him anymore. Drillbit in there, but everybody's piloting skills has jumped up a little bit from the last time. So this should be an improvement. It should just occur to me, worst comes to worst, I might be able to flog off that Locust just to buy us a window. We might need that. I don't like the fact that we might need that, but we might need that. Draconis Combine didn't get a copy of the core for years due to, yeah, Comstar. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. I should probably redefine it. Most got access to it. But yeah. Again, Comstar. Like, Comstar, I can get why some people like Comstar. I mean, I will gladly shit on Comstar all day long, but I get why some people do like them. They do have a really cool scheme. They do have all the cool toys, because they basically inherited what was left of the SLDF afterwards. So they've got all the best mechs, all the best technology. They know the most. They've been able to, well, they've retained, because of the archives on Earth, the highest level of ability in regards to both manufacture and maintenance of all of their equipment. That's actually how Comstar still knows how to operate the HPG network. The instructions for the HPG network are on Earth, and they control Earth. So they've got all the cool toys, but they're assholes. They're religious fanatics in charge of the internet. All right. Evil faction always cool. Yeah, like the Comstar ranks high on the cool factor. There's no doubt about that. They're crazy, evil, technically Australian, because Comstar's headquarters in law is outside of Sydney.
You betcha.
Religious fanatics. There are, if you were to do a 40k equivalent, they are what would happen if you took the Adeptus Mechanicus and then dropped it into Golden Age 40k, as in before, you know, the discovery of the warp and before the Horus Heresy, and, you know, back when humanity was actually still doing all right and not being humans in the 40k era. You know, back before the Emperor had shown up. It'd be something like that.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, one contact off. That's actually a little further over than I was expecting. So, Hulk, if you can turn your sensors that way, please.
On my way.
The little Urban Mech will get there eventually. Asmo NSA has detected that you're bad-mouthing them. Enjoy a 10,000 extra charge on your next mech. Thankfully, Comstar can't monitor short-range communications. Unless they happen to be in the area, in which case they absolutely can. I don't really feel like... Yeah, I'll take the risk. Claymore, you better know how to dodge. Putting you between 2 mechs. Putting you between 3 mechs. What do we got? Alright, so first up is a Dervish. Now that wouldn't be bad, but that's a bit of tonnage. It's no Mauler though, so I know no Warhammer, so that's okay. I can deal with this.
Engaging target.
And it's damaged. Its armor isn't at full, which is good.
I'm here.
Let's get. And jump the assassin over. Yeah, actually, no. It's probably going to be better if I keep at range and let them close. I probably shouldn't have pushed forward in the fire starter. Not this early. Yeah, and pay your fucking bill. Yes.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
It's a shame about copyright. I had an idea for a really, really, really good shirt
Roger
for
that.
Comstar with that exactly that slogan on it. But yeah, it's not something you can do because other people's IPs. Does anyone know how the Empire had so much power in 40k? Or how the Empire or how the Emperor had so much power? You'll need to clarify that question a little bit there, Rob Dog. I'm reasonably up to date on most of my Warhammer 40k lore as well, so I'm quite happy to talk about that. But yeah, you'll need to narrow that one down. All right, 51%. Yeah, we'll roll a shot. I've got 10 shots.
Got it.
9 now.
Get you next time.
Alright, so how the Emperor had so much power, I'm guessing what you mean. Oh, where to start with this? He's literally an immortal supernatural being empowered by the warp. He's, in its simplest terms, the Emperor is a space wizard. That's how.
All weapons committed.
Depending on how you want to define the lore, the Emperor was born sometime around the same period as Slanesh in human history, which is about the time that we were all still living in caves and spearing woolly mammoths. And he was a creation. He was created directly as a result of the disruption of the warp that was caused by the Eldar fucking a chaos god into existence.
Jump jet.
And by the time, depending on how you want to interpret the lore, by the time of 40k that we know now, he either is attached to or is represented in the warp by the Star Child, making him an actual chaos god at this point himself.
Locking on and firing it all.
So yeah, the Emperor's
That was a critical hit. That was
not really human.
I hear ya.
He's been around for a while. He's basically lived through the entirety of human history.
No sweat.
Yeah, Warhammer 40k lore goes off the rails really quickly, but it goes off the rails in a good way. And speaking of off the rails, the only thing here that's in this weight class I was expecting is the Wasp. We've got a Blackjack over here as well that could mess us up. We need to deal with this Dervish really quickly. Please let this land. 71%. Roll the dice.
Tell me what to shoot.
I'll take it. I'll take it. It's a left arm removal.
Critical hit.
Need to hit that other arm and blow it off. And get the stress pilot to
Well, that
eject.
worked
Although we're not taking any parts on this one. It's all money. This is one where we really actually needed to take the parts. Yeah, the tonnage here is much more fair. We can deal with this. This is not going to be a problem. Actually, I'm going to dodge into the trees, and we're going to hit this dervish straight from the front.
All weapons committed.
LRM ammo explosion on fire, pilot injured, punch
Enemy
out.
mech, critical damage
Nope, no punch out.
detected.
He's panicking though. Alright, we'll slap that wasp in a moment.
Warning. Armor low.
I just want to make sure the dervish is out of
Commander.
the fight before the blackjack comes into play, because its autocannons, while they're only small, will absolutely make a mess of us.
Hope this is enough.
Come on, punch out. Come on. Out of your mech.
Maybe things are looking up.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's playing hard to get. Hulk, get the Falcon over there and get out of your mech.
Mm-hmm.
Out.
Oh, now.
There we go. Alright. Now.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Imagine how screwed you would be if you hadn't gotten that crate. This is true. On the other side of it, though, the crate still
Taking the
kind of
high
screwed me.
road.
As I was discussing at the start of the screen, I've run up a second game just to experiment with some of the mechanics. Hadn't encountered that Killbox mission, obviously, on it. But I took the same crate. I put exactly the same rule set in, started playing exactly the same game. The only difference is I spawned in Merrick space rather than in Davian space, just to see what the random, like what different mechs you got. Turns out they're actually not a whole lot different. I got basically the same loadout. Didn't get the Falcon. Got a better Locust. Got an Urban Mech. Got the Fire Starter. I got something else that was different, but it wasn't anything major, anything significant. But yeah, got that same crate.
Here we go.
Miss with the autocannon.
I may
Got that
need some
same
more
crate
time in
and
the
pulled
simulator.
a fully functional Phoenix Hawk out of it. If I had gotten that Phoenix Hawk out of the crate, I probably could have taken that Warhammer. I would have taken the Warhammer with a Phoenix
Damage
Hawk.
minimal.
Firestarter just doesn't have enough armor and doesn't have enough bite to it, but the Phoenix Hawk would have taken it. All right, so we are now going to do a long jump right in behind the blackjack.
Engaging jump jets.
And yeah, the assassin hasn't been super useful up until this point now. It's better now with the missiles, but and that was really the only thing we got out of that crate, other than the SLDF LBX, which is actually really cool. I just have nothing that I would trust putting it on yet. Alright, so let's see if we can convince
Moving
the blackjack
to
pilot
position.
that he shouldn't be in his mech anymore, and
Copy that. Firing Alpha.
I should get an RNG roll on all his stuff.
Yeah.
On my
I'll have
way.
Falcon and the and Drill Bit engage this. Actually, I should probably have Drill Bit.
Firing everything. I think I just hit
Yeah,
on something.
I'll just leave the Falcon to engage the Wasp.
What
We'll
can I
get
do for
Drill
ya?
Bit to get over here and start dropping supporting fire in on the
Ready,
blackjack,
set.
because it'll be an easier target to hit because it's a heavier weight class. Alright, 66%
Uh-huh.
and misses. Yeah, I'm glad I turned the armor on the front of that
I
assassin
just
up.
realized I'm sitting on the fusion reactor.
That line does amuse me. Alright, so let's see if we can cook the blackjack again from behind, and then we'll jump the assassin in behind it as well.
All weapons committed.
And the Wasp is going to be mostly neutralized after that last attack, I think. Quit shooting my assassin!
I don't like how this is going.
You hit the same planet at least? Well, yeah,
Right
at this
here.
point, that's about the best I can hope for. Let's do a jump turn so we can actually get the forward armor onto target. Alright, engine shielding crit, medium laser crit.
Critical hit, Commander.
That was good.
Yeah. Location confirmed.
Oh. Damn it, that's out of line of sight. I should have checked that. Alright, well, looks like...
Guess I'll give it to him then.
Right torso, right arm, pilot injured.
I'm guessing you.
And panicked and ejected. That was a quick punch out. That might be a 3-part recovery.
Waiting for orders.
That'd have to be close to a 3-part recovery.
Moving out.
Alright, come on, drill bit. You can do it. Hit the wasp. And you missed. Okay, fair enough.
That would be a miss.
With 0-2 salvage? Yeah, no, I won't get 3, but how many parts of the mech will be remaining is more what I'm referring to. We only took an arm and a torso off that one, so it's entirely possible there were 3 B3 bits there. We will only randomly get assigned 2 of them, and they guaranteed not going to be the blackjack, but
All weapons.
that's the
limited.
kind of thing that I need to do to mechs. Or I need to convince the pilots to eject when the
Enemy
mech's
mech.
still in
Critical
still in
damage
that
detected.
condition. Yes, I don't think the Wasp has an ejection system, so the pilot actually can't
Standing by.
can't bail out.
I'm there. Targeting core and alpha strike.
And that's that over.
Mech this.
Okay.
Mission successful.
So we might get some lucky salvage out of this. It'll just be interesting to see how many parts are floating around. So we'll go straight to the auto assign. So 410, unfortunately no bonuses, but that's okay. No significant damage on any of our mechs, so we're all going well. Alright, so we got a medium laser and AC2 ammo out of it. Blackjack, no, it was only a 2. 2 parts Dervish, 2 parts Blackjack, and 1 part of the Wasp. So, yeah. Still 55 tons and 45 tonners, that wasn't a bad mission. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, no, that was okay. That was okay. So I can work 55 tonners and 45 tonners with the mechs that I've got in a group. I can jump them around and utilize it. But when you've got a tank and attack at the same time, it becomes a problem. I guess especially against something that's significantly heavier. But that's got us back up to 667, so that gets our initial concern for money out of the way. Defend base. Defend base against who? It's local pirates. $210, 138. Half skull defend base on the lowlands. Yeah, I'm unlikely to get more than 2 parts at the moment. It'll be really lucky to get 3, so I will go with that, and then I can take 138 as well. Because at the moment, we can't sell off any of the mech parts we're collecting until we have a complete mech. So we still need to take cash. This is the same issue as when you're playing vanilla, and I mentioned that in the last playthrough that I did. You need to get yourself a buffer of about 2.5 million initially is what you want. Higher if you haven't taken the black market option yet, because that can get really expensive. I've got the black market option open. So you need 2.5 million just to make sure you've got your buffer for repairs and payments. And then you can start going full salvage. And by the time your 2.5 million is at risk, you'll already have enough mechs recovered that you can start rotating mech sales in order to keep your mercenaries up and running. And that works really well. As you saw at the end of the last campaign, I had, without selling off any of my 3 lances of core mechs, I had nearly 41 or 50 million or something in the bank. But you got to have the money first. We'll go with the same lineup. Claymore, Cerberus, Hulk, and Drillbit. Yeah, we'll leave that as is for the moment. I won't bring Relentless in. And yeah, we're doing this even though they're fatigued, because that won't make a difference. It just means we will have to take 7 days after this one. But we can run 2 missions back to back first. There we go.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, Commander, our contractor mission is to defend this factory. We've scattered reports of incoming pirate units. It would be the wolves our employer referred to. So I'm expecting ground vehicles in this one, as well as a couple of mechs. And Commander, on this outing we have some additional support from our employer. They've set up defences around the base. They are, however, offline. We have a friendly convoy with engineers that are eager to get those defences and get them firing. Escort them to safety. It's definitely getting late. I'm having trouble talking. Escort them safely to the generators, and we can boost our defensive capabilities. Alright, so we want to get the trucks up the hill for a start, so that's them there. They need to get up to here, so that should be just a straight drive, too easy. Which means our enemy... Well, actually, we've got our first one visible. What do we got? It is an urban mech. Alright, so we need to get down there and engaging that urban mech as fast as possible.
Full throttle.
Now, once these guys have actually made the circle and dropped off the engineers to start activating the turrets, these guys will actually start fighting as well. These vehicles, delivery vehicles, and if you check them out, they're all armed. So this one here, Mobile HQ LRM, I'm not sure how many it'll have on it, but it'll have a couple of big LRM launchers on it. Heavy-wheeled APCs almost always have at least machine guns, usually sometimes an AC-2, sometimes some small lasers as well.
What?
So we'll actually get backup from the vehicles too. Now,
Affirmative.
I'm going to leave the urban mech. Yeah, there's the map border. I'm going to leave the urban mech here in the base. Main reason I'm going to do that is because they're almost certainly going to be attacked from another direction. Primary objective of this mission, of course, we've got to leave. You know, we've got 8 buildings at the moment. 3 of them must survive.
Right here.
So I'm actually going to put the urban mech over here at the tree line, and it's going to do. Actually, sorry, that's the Falcon that I just moved. God damn it! Wrong mech. That's all right. Actually, we might leave the Falcon there as well. We only need 2 to intercept the urban mech. But yeah, since the Urby is slow,
Waiting on you, Commander.
we'll leave it up here, just keeping an eye on what's going on. It can fire on anything that comes into fire on the buildings. So it can act as an additional support turret that we actually have control over. Right, 9 rounds remaining. We might as well do the sprint. Actually, we might as well jump.
Engaging jump jets.
It'll be fine. Engage with the medium lasers from here just to get the attention of the urban mech.
Target.
And it looks like we got another mech
No
directly
damage
to the
detected.
north that's going to be pushing down. Alright, so next turn, the engineer should be delivered. Now, we need to find out what
I'm
you
here.
are. Yeah, I'll risk
Loading
exposing
up
the assassin
for
just so
what
we can
it's worth.
ID exactly what these two mechs coming in are, or what the other mech is, rather. Alright, engineers are in position, Commander. The APCs will scatter and support you, keep the turrets intact, and they'll keep fighting. Cool. So we'll have the base defenses on our side. Risky, but we can deal with that. What's the other one? It's just a wasp. So that's 2.
I'm listening.
Hulk. So we will...
Confirmed.
just jump Hulk down the hill so she's a bit closer to intercept as needed.
What can I do for you?
And drill bit. No, I'm just going to leave drill bit just parked up here. Doing a whole lot of nothing for the moment. I have a funny feeling we're going to need her. Right.
Engaging jump jets.
So first target has to be the Urban Mech just to get rid of the AC-10.
All weapons committed.
APCs are engaging the Wasp. Right. And he missed with the cannon. Cool.
Hey. Okay, let's go. Targeting for an alpha strike.
AC-10 ammo destroyed. Right torso
You did a
destroyed.
good
Right
job.
arm destroyed. Okay, that's the Urban Mech basically taken out of commission. That's really all we needed to do.
Commander.
No, Hulk can stay there.
Confirmed.
Don't you trucks go too far?
Good to go.
Skip drill bit's
Resting
turn.
my neck.
Yeah, I think the turrets are going to kill the Wasp.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Yeah, I was expecting that. We're going to have more coming in.
I'm here.
Actually, so let Cerberus finish off the kill.
If you say so. Maybe things are looking up.
Okay, that works better when Cerberus actually finishes off the kill. Alright, so looks like we'll have to hopscotch it with the fire starter, shoot it in the back. that should finish it off. Although, better. Take this one out. Why are your hit chances so low? That should be perfect at this range. That's really weird.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage
Damn
detected.
it. No major hit on the weapons pod on the left side, so the small laser is still in play on the Ubermech.
Yeah.
Where is the other one coming from? Yep, alright, so we got mechs coming up from the rear.
Waiting for orders. Coordinates received.
Drillbit can turn around. What have we got? We have one Stinger and one Unknown coming up from behind the base.
I may need some more time in the simulator.
You don't say. Now, what's the other one? And still not ID'd. We don't have direct line of sight on it, so it's still not ID'd. Damn it.
Yeah. Affirmative.
Alright, Falcon is back, and it is a Stinger as well.
Firing at him.
Oh, we actually hit. That was only a
Oh,
33%
now I'm
chance. I was expecting that
tearing
was
you
going to be a
up.
waste of time. Alright, that's the Wasp down. So I'll be able to finish that with the Assassin next round, nice and clean. That was a big hit from the base turrets, Jesus. What do you need me here for? You know, I actually would have expected potentially more in the way of enemy mechs than this.
Engaging physical attack.
Alright, no hit on that one, unfortunately. Those might do something, though. Yep, Ubermech has bailed out, so the Ubermech is now out of play. Yeah, the enemy mech lineup makes, well, the layout makes sense. 2 mechs in one direction, pull the force off to go and attack them. 2 come in from behind and destroy the base.
Hey.
Alright, let's go for a center torso shot. Should be enough to kill it. There we go.
I got him.
Right leg destroyed. That was a big hit. Yeah, this background group is not having a great time at the moment. Alright.
I'm listening. Moving out.
Center torso, 63% chance to hit.
Here we go.
I think that might have been a
There's
kill.
more where that came from.
It was definitely a hit. Something definitely broke. It looks like it wasn't a kill. We're still hitting it on the ground.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
Well, I can fix that. We'll take another shot at it, this time with the Falcon. And that should be enough to fix it, because we still get the advantage of shooting it while it's down. I should have moved in closer.
Here we go.
And it doesn't hit often, but when it does, yeah, that's basically the advantage of the way the Urban Mech runs with the AC-10 in it. However, if I can get the gunnery skills of a pilot high enough, quickly enough, turrets finish it off and do the job for me. Yeah, the Urban Mech can be quite lethal. It is a really nasty piece of kit, and the fact that it actually has enough tonnage that if you come across one, even early in the game, you can yank the AC-10 off and you can fit an AC-20. Which will absolutely one-shot, on a direct hit, will one-shot everything under 35 tons. Regardless of what it is. Like, it is nasty, so... But it's the biggest issue with it at the moment is it's only got one major gun, and I don't have anybody that's really skilled enough to use it correctly.
Full throttle.
Yeah, I guess the best thing at this point is just to bring everyone back to the base, just in case there's a third wave of enemy mechs. Although I don't think there would be. There's only 5 rounds left until we auto-win this.
What? No.
If there was going to be another drop
I'll
of mechs,
try.
I would have expected it already to come in by now. Otherwise, they just wouldn't have enough time to actually move in on the base before they were destroyed.
Yeah.
Right. That should definitely be close enough with the Falcon. Yep, there we go. Small lasers and MGs in play.
Firing at him.
That was a really good shot too.
I think I just hit on something special.
I think what you just did is peeled off most of its front armor in a single attack. That thing's only like 20-25 tons. That'll be just about have it done.
I hear ya. Don't need to tell me twice.
Alright.
Tell me what to shoot.
Right leg destroyed.
Want some more? Huh?
I think the turrets are going to finish it off. Yeah, it looks like it. Pilot ejected. There we go. Command of the area has been cleared. Darius has given me the green light to land immediately. Hold position.
Mission successful.
Alright, pretty straightforward mission again. Nothing too impressive here, but that's fine. At the moment, we're still digging ourselves out of the hole we're in. But we get some bonuses here too. 10% for destroying the enemy vanguard, another 20% for all buildings surviving, and another 10% for escorting the engineers to fix the turrets, which we would have done by default anyway. Although our overall money wasn't very much to start with, that's still 172,000 for the payout, which is nice. All of the pilots are now going to need a rest, though. 220, 20, 20. Most of the XP went into Claymore and not really anywhere else, which is sad. Now, we got 3 parts Stinger, we got the Urban Mech and the Wasp. If I take 1 part Stinger R, yeah, nothing there I really want. The Urban Mech is the heaviest, but in terms of tonnage, we've already got 1 part of the Wasp sitting in the hangar. The main reason I was grabbing that is we just completed a mech, and I might be able to finally show you this mechanic, because there's actually a really cool part about putting mechs together in this. So I'm going to grab the extra part of the Wasp, just so I'm looking to collect parts for things that I can sell. And we got the Urban Mech anyway. Nice. Mid laser, small laser, MG, and SRM ammo. Cool. Alright, so when you complete mechs in this, it doesn't just complete a mech as in the type of mech that you've actually collected the parts for. You actually get some options for how you want that mech configured. Not even an APC died? Yeah, no, the APCs are actually pretty well armed on that one. Alright, so Yang, concerning the Stinger STG-3R, Stingers are lightly armoured, mounts limited weapons, its speed and manoeuvrability, however, make it a difficult target. Okay, so there's only one Stinger variant here, obviously, that I can build, which is disappointing. That's the version we've got here. If you have a mech that you've collected parts for that has multiple variants, you'll actually get the option to select what variant you want it put together as. You don't automatically get whatever variant you actually manage to recover. So you can recover parts from multiple different chassis of multiple variants of the same chassis, and so long as they are all the same chassis, eventually you can put them together and produce a mech. So in this case, we can only get the 3R, so that's what we're going to get. And we're going to straight sell it, because I don't have a usage for it, and I have no interest in configuring it. So we're going to sell it straight away for another 153,000 on that mission, which has got us back to 964. So, at this point, we're doing alright. We're going to have to see light injuries now, so we're looking at 12-day rest, so we're going to have to do them all together. Cerberus is only fatigued, but he's 11 days down, but that's okay. They're going to get XP on all of those days while they're resting, and just double checking the contracts. We still have at least one here we can do, although it's an ambush convoy one again, which is not really what I'm after. I'm tempted to try one of these, but we'll have to save that for the next VOD. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. So, the VODs of the BattleTech Twitch streams will be up every Tuesday and Thursday from this point on, and they'll be edited mostly in this format, or at least that is the current plan. Now, I am streaming currently on Twitch. I do not have a schedule for when I stream, but I do my announcements ahead of time for anybody who's interested in coming over, and by all means you should. However, I do have a bit of a question for everybody that's watching. If you've made it to this point in the video, chances are you're enjoying the VODs, you're enjoying BattleTech as a general thing, and, well, I want to toss it out there. Do you want me to go over and switch all my streaming over to YouTube? I'm less than impressed with some of Twitch's recent actions in regards to YouTube, in regards to advertising on their platform, rather. They're already spamming people on Twitch with ads, and they apparently want to spam even more ads into videos and or into streams, and I'm less than enthusiastic about that. From a viewer's standpoint, it annoys the crap out of me, and I'm sure it annoys the crap out of you. So I'm open the option to jump over and do the streaming on YouTube if that's what you guys would prefer. So, as I said, if you get up to this point in the VOD, you're obviously enjoying it. Let me know in the comment section down below whether or not you want me to stream on YouTube, or whether or not you want me to just continue on Twitch as I am. Regardless, Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next mod. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.